You not only imagine the future, your imagination becomes the future. You not only imagine the other person's behavior, your imagination of the other person's behavior causes the other person to behave in a particular way. You must have heard that famous Mullah Nasruddin story. So, Mullah Nasruddin is these days quite fearful of unknown enemies, as many of us always are. So, in the night he is going somewhere and he hears a lot of drum beating, a lot of people shouting excitably, and it almost sounds like an army marching towards somewhere. Also from a distance he sees that they are carrying torches, mashals and other kinds of light. Some of them are displaying swords. The mullah become convinced that this is an army coming to harm me. So he starts looking suspiciously at them, hides behind a bush, climbs up a tree, does all kinds of things that a suspicious mind does. Now, a few among the marching party, they come to see that a man is eyeing us very suspiciously. So, they also start seeing who is this man. Is he a highway robber or somebody? Is he a spy sent by a team of goons? Incidentally, it is a wedding party marching towards the bride's house. Wedding parties are anyway no very different from armies. So, both aim to loot and pick up and abduct and all kinds of things. You find horses and swords and guns and mad people in both the places. So they start chasing mullah. He is a bad man and he is up for some mischief. The mullah runs to save his dear life. Now he is totally convinced that people are planning to kill him. The harder he runs, the more this party is convinced that he is an evil man, and now that he has been spotted, he is running towards his own camp, and from there he will get reinforcements and turn around to attack back. So they run harder. The harder they run, mullah also runs harder. Soon he is exhausted. There are so many stories about him. Surely he is an old man by now. So he finds a graveyard and there is an open grave. Mullah goes and lies down in that grave. But the marching party traces him and they all come around and they stand around that grave and pointing swords at him they say, "Who are you? Get up." He says, "I am a dead man." They say, "We want to hear the dead man talking, you get up." He says, "I won't get up." "You are all right, lying down there, tell us, what are you doing here in this grave?" He says, "I want to ask the same question, what are you doing here?" Now they start looking at each other and they say, "This man looks more like a moron than a marauder." Mullah gets a hint. After all, he is often presented as a saint also. Some hidden wisdom is there surely. So he tells them, you know what, I have understood. You are here because of me and I am here because of you. That is what imagination does. That which you imagine finds a strange way to materialize. You imagine somebody as an enemy, and it is possible that he will indeed start acting as an enemy. You imagine that your boss is out to harm you, and through your own ways you will cause your boss to harm you. And when imagination materializes, you know what is the logic that the ego gets armed with? See, it was not merely imagination, it was my prescience. And because imagination materialized, hence in the future also, whenever you imagine, you must take your imagination seriously. You see how the loop operates? First of all, you imagine, then your behavior gets attuned to your imagination, and that causes the world to behave as per your imagination. So your imagination materializes, and when your imagination materializes, your mind says, see, you must take imagination seriously, they materialize. Hence the next time when you imagine, you take your imagination even more seriously, hence the chances of your imagination materializing only increase further. And when even the second time your imagination turns into so called reality, your mind gets even more power to convince you that imaginations are not just imaginations, they are a foreteller of the events to come. And so our belief in our power to imagine keeps deepening.